Hey my friend, if you're watching this, chances are you're doing your research on Perplexity AI. Maybe you want to know exactly how this works. Maybe you're a developer and you want to know how you can use the Perplexity API to equip your LM models with search capabilities. Unlock the full potential of your AI agents. You want a simple step-by-step walkthrough on how you can use not only the online but as well as the open source models provided to you by Perplexity AI. Well, my friend, you're in the right place because what I'm going to reveal to you is a simple process how you can apply to the Perplexity API. Take advantage of the search capabilities and use it in your own applications. I'm also going to provide you with some simple applications that you can use along with your Perplexity API. Now, before I dive into this quick and easy tutorial, there's going to be a link in the description to this YouTube video. Grab a copy of my course, Unleash Your OpenAI Assistant. With that course, you'll be able to build your OpenAI Assistant MVP in no time. Also, I'm going to leave a link to the school community where you're going to get free resources along with the resources used in this video, including the Perplexity Startup Guide. You'll also get the opportunity to connect with like-minded individuals in the AI agent development space. My name is Imtiaz. I make videos every day about OpenAI agent development. I help you see under the hood what happens as you build your AI agents. So if you know anyone who would be interested in this kind of content, make sure you share with your friends, share the message. Also, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. As you know, one of the disadvantages of using the LM models out there in the marketplace, including GPT-4 Turbo, Claude, Gemini, etc., is that they all have a cutoff date. For example, GPT-4 Turbo has a cutoff date of December 2023. So if you want to search for more up-to-date information, for example, what's happening as of July 15, 2024, what's in the news, some current events, etc., the GPT models won't be able to answer these questions if you're using the API, right? So if you're using the models in your application, it would say, I don't have access to this information, I cannot answer to this. And even worse, it might hallucinate, meaning that it might make up stuff because it's not given the context or information that's required to answer that question. Now, this is where Perplexity AI comes in. It has a free and paid version. It's an AI-powered search engine that aims to improve internet searches by providing answers from multiple sources using large language models like OpenAI's GPT, Anthropic's Claude 2, Google DeepMind's Gemini, and so much more. You can use their search models as well as the open source models. I'm going to dive into the differences also in this video, but understand that you can have access to all the models in one interface, so that you don't have to apply for multiple APIs. You can use it in one interface. So Perplexity has an interface. I'm going to link a video where I'm going to show you how you can use this interface. Now, this is absolutely free. You can use their search interface, something similar to ChatGPT, how you can ask questions. But the beauty of this is that you can use multiple models to help answer the question. Let's ask world's greatest hikes. So as you can see, it's pulling the sources, it's providing the answers. It's also giving you some follow-up questions to ask. It's giving you some images. You can also generate images, search for more images, etc. You can do this all with the free plan, but if you want to use some additional benefits, you can apply for the Perplexity Pro plan, which is, I believe it's $20 a month. You get unlimited Pro Search, unlimited file uploads and file analysis, and you get a $5 API credit every month that can be applied towards your API usage, and you get upgraded AI models including the GPT-4, Claude 3, and Perplexity to help answer your queries or questions. If you don't want to apply for the free plan, you can still top up your API credits and use it towards your API usage, etc. So you can see through their interface how much credit you have. And of course, this is how Perplexity tracks your usage and charges you accordingly. So if you're a developer and you're already familiar with the OpenAI schema or the OpenAI API, then this should be easy for you because it's compatible with the OpenAI API for easy integration. You can also equip your OpenAI Assistant API with Perplexity through the function calling feature to make it more search capable and even more powerful. Note, Perplexity only has one endpoint, meaning that you send one request to the server, you specify what model you're going to use, what is the system instruction or the first message that you're going to send out, plug in your API key, and then you're going to get a response back from the Perplexity API. And the schema is very similar to the OpenAI schema when you're sending out requests to the OpenAI servers. So not a lot of learning curve there. So one of the cons of using the Perplexity API is that the potential for higher costs for using advanced models. If you look at their documentation and the pricing, you'll notice that the price differs based on the model parameter count. Okay, the higher parameter count models were trained on larger quantity of data. These models would be able to answer more precisely and accurately. Okay, but of course, it comes with that cost. Now, you can also use the search capable models, for example, the Llama 3 Sonar, which is about $5 for every 1,000 requests. Okay, so if you want to optimize on cost, pay attention to the models that you're using. Understand, by using Perplexity AI, you have online and open source models at your disposal that you can use at any time. Here's the supported models provided to you by Perplexity. And among the Perplexity models, you'll notice they all have different parameter counts. They have different context lengths. Some are just simple chat completion, which means that they were trained up until a certain time. So they have a cutoff date. Some are online models. So by using the online models, you're now enabled search. You also have access to the open source models, and you can use this to cut down costs. And also you're not restricted to one model, etc. So you can pick between all these options to make sure what's ideal for your use case. So think about how you can use this and equip your LLMs with the best possible tools out there. So let's dive a little bit deeper. What's really happening when you're sending out a request to the Perplexity API or their servers? Your request is sent. Now they send a query to a search engine to retrieve that relevant web page and information sources, similar to how you do a search in Google. The retrieved information is then summarized and compiled into a context, including details like source URLs, publication dates, and relevant snippets. Lastly is the LM inference. Context is then injected into the prompt, and the large language models, or LM, generate a response based on the provided context and the original query. So in simple words, you're taking an LM, a Google search, combining it together, and boom, you have a more up-to-date response. The LM models are now augmented and less likely to hallucinate. I'm going to show you now how you can sign up for the Perplexity API Key, okay? So sign up is pretty easy. You're going to click the bottom left avatar on your Perplexity interface, and then you're going to click on Settings. You're going to click on API. This is where you'll have access to the API credits. You can see how much credits you have, and you can click on Generate to generate an API key. You're going to use that API key now with your applications, and this is how Perplexity is going to understand that this charge you accordingly based on the usage. The last tip is integration. I'm going to show you in a little bit how you can integrate that with your applications. But let me show you a few applications that you can use with your Perplexity API. For example, you can use chatbot and virtual assistants and equip with Perplexity API. So if you're using ChatGPT or a custom GPT inside the ChatGPT interface, you already have search capabilities. But when you take it outside the interface and you're using it in your own applications, you now have to equip with your own search provider. And this is where Perplexity can come in and equip your chatbots with more search capabilities. You can use it in knowledge management systems. You can provide employees with real-time, accurate information by integrating up-to-date data from various sources. You can use custom applications with open source models, build specialized applications using models like Llama and Mistral, tailored to specific needs such as coding assistance, data analysis, and more. If you're using open source models, you have to go to the website, obtain API keys, configure it, use their own schema, etc. By using Perplexity, you don't have to do all that. You can just use Perplexity, specify the model you're going to use, and then get a response from that model. And also last thing is retrieval augmented generation. You can combine search engine capabilities with language models to retrieve and generate responses based on the latest information, ideal for dynamic content generation. So if you have an application that relies on up-to-date relevant data, this is where this is going to come useful. For example, you want the latest weather or news, etc. And you can augment that knowledge with your LM or application to make it even more powerful. Now let's dive into a coding session. The link to this notebook is going to be in the description to this YouTube video. First, import the user data component from Google Colab so we can authenticate this notebook with the Perplexity API key. So when you have obtained the Perplexity API key, you're going to plug it into this field right here. We're going to run the first block so the Perplexity API key is securely stored. I'm going to be using the schema provided by Perplexity documentation to send out the request. There's just a few components to this request that you need to really know is the API key, then the system message, which is going to be the instruction for the LM. You could determine the tone and style for the LM. using this content. And then lastly, it's going to be the first message that you're going to send to the LM model. You're also going to specify the model that you're going to use. In my case, I'm going to use the Llama 3 small sonar online model. So it's search capable, but it has less parameter counts. So it's trained on less amount of data. It might not be as accurate as the large models, but it can save you a lot on cost. Our first question is going to be, what is today's date, to see if it has access to today's date. So we're going to run this, and immediately you're going to get a response, and it says today's date is Saturday, June 15, 2024, which is right. Now let's ask another question. So if you're a soccer fan, or football as they call it around the world, Manchester United preparing move for Serie A striker. This article came out a few days ago, June 11, and it talks about Joshua Zirkzee, who's going to be signed by Manchester United. He has a $34 million release clause in his contract. Okay, so let's go ask the LM model to tell us, can you tell me about Manchester United plotting a move for a Bologna forward and all the details around it, okay? So it should be able to pick up all these details and summarize it for us and tell us what exactly it is. Okay, once the model has finished running, you can see it says Manchester United interested in signing Joshua Zirkzee. Here are the key details, blah, blah, blah. Zirkzee has a release clause in his contract which could make him an attractive target for Manchester. Okay, so it gave us relevant and up-to-date information. I want you to think about how you can start using this in your own application. Don't worry about the cost yet. I want you to start seeing the possibilities and seeing how easy it is to equip your LM models or your application with the latest information. If you're a fan of open source models, this is great. If you're a fan of search capable models, this is even greater. I hope you found value in this video. I'm going to provide all the links in the description below. The GPT-4o is at the top of the leaderboard. It's multimodal, meaning it can process video, text, and images. And GPT-5 might soon come out. And it could be this summer, it could be the end of this year. And for all we know, it could be autonomous, and it could be multi-agent. So I encourage you to start innovating, start learning how to create your AI agents. And if you found value in this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. I'm going to be releasing more videos that talk about how you can make your AI agents more powerful, single agents, multi-agents, autonomous agents, you name it. Now, if you want to learn how you can use the Perplexity free version and the interface, make sure you watch this video right here. Now, if you want to learn how you can use Perplexity AI's new blog writing feature, watch this video right here. This feature will allow you to write your own blogs with citations, images, charts, tables, etc. And you can also share this as a page to your potential audience. Content generation has become a lot more easier. So until next time, GPT pioneers, let's go.